Hey, David here. Welcome and welcome back to Cross Fitness, helping men and women get in the best spiritual shape of their lives, one workout at a time. Quick thought. In this short video that I'm going to call Stress Boosters and Busters. Stress Boosters and Busters. Okay, we're all familiar with stress. There's lots of good stress, to signal the fight or flight, response that can save our life. And in many cases, that's a good thing. But stress, as you know, I'm not telling you anything that you don't know, but it is a major, major cause of sickness, illness, and disease in our country today. It's an epidemic. It's a pandemic, actually. It's global. And stress is a big deal. So let me tell you 3 stress boosters. I'll just front load these right here, and then we'll talk about how to bust those. Number 1, they are problems. Number 2 are people. And number 3 are projects. Okay? Problems, people, and projects all can be a real source of stress in our life. Okay, we're talking about negative stress in this use case. So, number 1 are problems. I mean, maybe you have financial problems, or you need to do your taxes. Okay, that's just a normal thing, but you've been procrastinating it. You've been putting it off, and April 15th strong and closer, and it just causes stress on you. And so, we don't need to list a bunch of problems because you know all about problems. But sometimes we just need to develop a to-do list. This could be a stress buster, and that just have a to-do list. Prioritize your to-do list, and then begin to make a plan, a simple plan, work the plan, and the plan will work. And begin to systematically dismantle these problems that are causing you to feel the overwhelm. Remember, that which gets scheduled gets done. And so there are just ways to, manage some problems by simply having a to-do list. And then putting in order, working the to-do list, recruiting some people maybe even to help you with that. So we all know that there's just more to do and not enough time to do it. But, we can add to our own stress by, watching the news too long. Many of us, a typical day might be, the radio alarm jerks us out of bed. Then we get up and we drink coffee, this caffeinated drink that does a false start thing to our body. And then we rush to get ready for work. And fighting traffic, and trying to get to your desk or your workstation on time. And that can be a little bit of a stressful situation. And then maybe there's stress on the job, your job is stressful. Or there's coworkers that are difficult to work with, and there's deadlines and projects and all these things that cause a lot of stress. And then on your breaks or your lunch breaks, you're checking the phone, you're checking Facebook, you're checking social, you're trying to medicate a little bit with a cat video on TikTok or YouTube, and then you come home and then you eat the modern American diet, and if you run through the line at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or Chick-fil-A or Panera Bread on the way to work, or you took something with you just to grab a bar, and then you had, maybe a not so healthy lunch. It was just fast food or whatever, and then you come home and here we go again, and then you eating into the night, just some comfort food, some ice cream, some popcorn, something else, some chips and salsa, just to kind of wind down. And then you're watching the news. Okay, this is a problem. We were never created to take on this much negativity. The news cycles say, if there's blood, we're going to lead with the blood things, and just to get that, clickbait going. And then, you watch drama that spins us up some more. It spikes that cortisol level, right? And then, then, we can, binge out on some stuff or whatever, and stay up late, watching the news, watching late night TV, surfing, or watching a movie or something. And then you don't get enough sleep, and then you rinse and repeat the next day. And this is how your weekdays go until you get to the weekend. Oh Lord, I just live for the weekends. Well, do you see, this is a stressful cycle. It's a vicious cycle, and we got to get off that hamster wheel. So number 1 are problems. Number 2 are people. Okay, well, all right. Well, I don't need you to educate you on that either. There's toxic relationships that we have in our life. Some we just need to untether from. And we can do that. Maybe there are people at work that we can just avoid, and maybe it's change the work group, change shift, or change jobs. I don't know, but people can be toxic. They can be problems. Some of them live in your home, and so you need to redefine that relationship. You need to work up the courage to have the conversations and set some boundaries up and say, we need to redefine this. If you got a friend that's just tormenting you with the text or whatever, maybe you can say, you know what, I've come to understand that you're really not my friend, because a friend wouldn't talk to me this way. And a friend, rather than try to solve conflict over text or email, we would sit down, we talk it through, and we come to peace on this and just work through compromise and negotiation. But if they won't do that, well, then they're not your friend. You need to sever that relationship. And so some need to go. And then some, just need to be put on a forgiveness list. You just need to work through some steps to forgiveness and consecrating them to the Lord and putting that under the blood of Jesus. So we got problems, we got people that cause stress, then we got projects. And this is just taking on too much to do, saying yes. We've got to learn the art of saying no. Say, hey, I'd really like to do this, but it's just not my season to add another thing onto the plate. I've got a full plate right now, and I'm actually working through cutting a lot out right now. And so trying to simplify and organize and get into a more peaceful lifestyle. So, and most people they'll work with you on that. Say, hey, I'd love to help, but I just, it's not my season to do that. So, or you can not give it an answer right away. Say, let me pray about it, and I'll let you know tomorrow. That gives yourself a buffer zone to have the conversation with your spouse, sleep on it, pray about it, say, do I really, really want to say yes? Because when I say yes to one thing, I say no to something else. Something's got to go, because there's only a limited amount of seats on the airplane, and when they're all full, they're full. So anyway, yeah, stress boosters are problems, they're people, they're projects. Stress busters are, you got a to-do list, you may have to have a forgiveness list. And then the last one with projects, you may have to have a to-don't list. These are things that you're saying no to. These are things that you're deleting from your life and your lifestyle. A media fast may be in order. A social media fast may be in order. And this is going to alleviate stress right away, okay? And give you some buffer to spin down a little bit and make some decisions on how to make the tweaks and adjustments and lifestyle, changes to pivot away from stress producers and gravitate towards things that bring you peace. Okay? Just a few thoughts for you to think about today. For now, I'm David, your virtual mentor, reminding you that I'm always for you. I'm never against you. God bless you so much. Grace and the peace of Jesus to you.